Greeting. Welcome to another episode of Just Your Thoughts. I'm your host, Joe. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Write something in the comments. And also make sure to hit that notification button so every time I drop one of these, you're getting them. You know what? I would like to start off by telling you a brief story of something that happened to me about 8 years ago. It's a particular revelation that I've had, and it pretty much guided my way of thinking ever since then. So about 8 years ago, I spent the night at my mom's house, and the following morning I went into my truck. I was driving a Ford Expedition. I went into my truck and I realized that someone broke into my car and stole my car stereo. I didn't get upset. During that time in my life, I was going through a particular spiritual journey. And at that time, when someone broke into my car and stole my car stereo, I didn't get upset. I didn't wonder who the thief was. I didn't really care about the thief. Instead, I asked one simple question: who have I robbed that I would be robbed? Let me say that again. Who have I robbed that I would be robbed? And for many of you, you may not, this may not make any sense to you, but because it seems like so random that somebody would come and rob you would always be something so random. But I always like to think that nothing in life is ever random. If whatever it is that you're going through your life, it is because of where you're at and whoever that you interact with in your life, whether it's a good interaction or a bad interaction. You guys are vibrating at the same frequency in order for this interaction to take place. So if somebody is in your space and capable of robbing you, then somehow, some way, you have allowed your space to be robbed. So then for me, I had to question, like, who is it that I'm robbing that somebody would be able to come into my personal space and rob me? And about a week later, since that incident, I'm working at a barbershop. The barbershop I worked at, I was cutting right in the front on the right side of the barbershop. As soon as you walk in, you look to the right, that was me. And this gentleman came in with stereos to sell. And the stereo that he put in my hand was actually my stereo, the one that he stole from me or someone that he associated with stole from me. So I looked at it, I was like, wow. And then I said to him, you know what, nah, I'm good. I had no attachments to the radio at all. It was just a stereo. And then, at first when it happened, what I was bothered by wasn't the stereo being stolen. I was more so bothered by who am I robbing. And I took some time to really think about that. Like for that whole week, I really thought about that, and really took accountability for me, for my thoughts, for my actions, for how I interact with other people. Not realizing that, yes, because when you rob somebody, it's not always just robbing them of their physical things. You could be robbing somebody of their time, of their space, of their energy. You could be taking up too much of their space, and not necessarily giving anything back from what is it that you're taking away from them. So when the gentleman brought back my stereo, I had no attachments to it. In fact, I let him go. And then afterwards, I told the fellas at the barbershop, yo, that was the stereo that was stolen from me. And they got upset with me, asking me, oh, why didn't I just kept it? Why didn't I just take my stereo? What was that actually going on in the back of my mind is, if I argued and fight with this guy to keep the stereo that was stolen from me, well, this gentleman knew where my mom lived. I'm not going to bring that type of attention to my mom's house. But more so than that, it was an awakening moment for me. It was a moment of revelation. It was a moment in which I realized that what happens in my space, what happened around me, or whatever happens to me by others, is not because of others, it's because I have allowed it to happen to me. Whether I'm fully aware or not, it doesn't matter. I've pretty much created the space to be vibrating at the same frequency with thieves to be able to rob me. So next time somebody do you wrong, start questioning yourself. What is it about you that would attract someone to do you wrong? Look, I understand this is like very, very difficult to kind of accept because, you're looking at this other person. But what I'm actually asking you to do is to take full accountability for your world in your reality, for the things that occurs to you in your world. I'm asking you to take accountability and to empower yourself with full awareness of yourself to see and understand what type of a human being that you are in terms of how do you deal with others. Some people say, hey, this is your karma. Some people believe in karma. I don't know if karma is such a thing, but I do understand and believe that, when you collide with somebody, that's because you guys are pretty much vibrating at that same frequency in order to collide. Whatever that frequency is, whatever that energy is, maybe it's emotional, I really don't know. Okay, so I'm not acting as if I know it all. I don't know. But this is clearly something in which I think everyone should acknowledge to understand the actual power that you have as an individual to be able to control the things that comes into your life, the people that comes into your life. So if you're that type of person in which everyone that interacts with you it's always a negative interaction, and where you cannot have some peace with other people, and you're just thinking that all of these peoples are just jerks, maybe it's not the other people, maybe it's you. I'll give you another story. I was cutting hair at a barbershop one day, and this one client, he came in and sat in my chair, and he said to me, you know what, all of these guys here, all of these barbers here, they don't like me. And I'm like, why would all of them not like you? Why? What is it? All of them? Is it something wrong with all of these individuals? Look, maybe one person may not like you, but if you're pretty much pointing the finger at everybody, and all of them have one person in common, that person is you. You can't be blaming everyone for how they treat you. If everyone treats you like you're a piece of shit, maybe because you are a piece of shit. If everyone treats you like you're a jerk, maybe because you are a jerk. And people will treat you based on how you allow them to treat you. And the things that occur into your life, if you're receiving blessings upon blessings upon blessings, that's because you are a blessed individual. Not saying that you're blessed, saying that you are an individual that blesses others. And when you bless others, then what you give, you actually receive in return. So for many, we live this life always, with our hands out, always looking to receive, always looking to obtain from others, obtain from other people, without ever actually having to put out, without having to give, and that is living a life of selfishness, really. That's how you get sick and old real quickly. You're just a taker, and living life as a taker, you're pretty much a parasite, and you'll always have problems. I mean, I come across many women who would say that, she can't find a good man anywhere. And if you cannot find a good man, maybe you're not a good woman. The problems that you have in life with other people, you could look at these other people, but really the common denominator here is you. And if you're a man, I had this a friend of mine, he said, man, all of these women, they ain't shit. They all have cheated on me. And I literally questioned him, why would all of them cheat on you? What is it about you that they have women cheating on you? I mean, you can blame everyone and not look at yourself. Then basically what you're doing is you're not taking power of your world. You're allowing the world to control you. Be an empowered human being. And you cannot be an empowered human being if you're blaming everyone. If you're blaming society. If you're blaming the government. If you're blaming the system. And too many of you have been playing victims far too long. And that's something else that I want to segue into is victimhood. Look, I understand what it's like to be a victim of a crime, of something. Like I said, I was a victim of a stereo theft, right? I could have blamed the thief, but the thief literally came and put the stereo back in my hand. I could have kept it. I didn't blame the thief. I choose not to be a victim. I can look at the world. I can look at all of its racism. As a black man, I can say that yes, I've felt racism, but I didn't get mad. I didn't get upset. I mean, I think you have to be naive as a black person to walk around life and not to expect racism every once in a while. And if it happens to you, so what? It happens. Keep it moving. If somebody don't want you in their environment, in their space, in their establishment, then don't go. Don't try to make a stand, because you're so against racism. No, don't give them your money. Don't give them your time. Don't give them your energy. Cherish your energy. Cherish your space. Cherish your time. Cherish your money. If somebody don't want you there, then fine, cool. We don't have to be there. Let me go to where you're loved, where people appreciate you. That's where you go. So you can stay smiling. So many folks, hold on to this victimization mentality. And when you think like a victim, you act like a victim, then you're not an empowered human being. You're allowing circumstances and the world around you to determine your output in life. You're a failure. It ain't nobody's fault. It ain't white people's fault. It ain't racism's fault. It ain't, even if those things exist. Yes, those things are true. They may exist. But if you continue to blame racism as a way for you not to move forward in life, you're the problem. Look, I was born in Haiti, okay? I came from Haiti, and my parents brought me here. My dad brought me and my family here to America, with the understanding that this is a land of opportunity. And for a long time, I've been walking around with a green card without being an American citizen. And I've accomplished a lot. I've done a lot for myself without an American citizenship, without being able to vote, without being fully able to take advantage of the American system, with limitations. I didn't look at these limitations as something that can prevent me from empowering myself, from achieving my goals, from making the best of what I have. No, I wasn't able to vote, but I never let not able to vote kept me from eating, kept me from working, kept me from doing what is necessary and important. I didn't blame the racist system. I understand the schools, the system. There's a lot of nonsense that involves that we all have to deal with. But we cannot continue to use these things as an excuse for our own personal failures. Especially when we can look around us and see how many people like us who are doing so many great and wonderful and beautiful things and that are succeeding in life, regardless of the obstacles that they may have to face. Yes, you're going to go through obstacles. That's all part of life. It's all good. Let's go through them. It's part of life. But you cannot look at the obstacle and say, that's why I've never made it. That's why I haven't become somebody. When you get into an accident on the road, oftentimes you're not paying attention. Oftentimes your mind is elsewhere. And sometimes, no, you can't do nothing about it. This idiot just come and just ram into you. And you're dealing with that, right? Somehow you end up at the right place and time for this collision. And it may not seem like it's your fault that you have anything to do with it. And that may be the case. But you must ask yourself, why did this happen to me? Whose life am I crashing that some idiot will come and crash into me? For many of us, we have to learn how to really look deep into ourselves and realize that no one is pulling the strings for us. Whether we believe it or not, no one is pulling the strings for us. We all have the freedom of choice. We have the freedom to think, to reason, and we have the freedom to allow our fears to direct us or allow our love to direct us. We have the freedom to take full accountability of our space, our energy, of our actions, of our thoughts. So, everyone who probably has done me wrong in the past, I forgive them all. I love them all, and I'm grateful for them all. Because those who have done me wrong, it would not happen to me unless I was fully involved in allowing this to happen to me. So nothing negative come into my space unless I'm frequently within that negative space. I don't know if that make any sense to y'all, but just take that with a grain of salt or not. Just your thoughts. Peace.